Okay, I think that's good, buddy. Hey everyone, welcome back. It's Mishta with all kinds of annas. um, Today's topic is a lot more serious than what I usually like to be. Um, take this off so I can take. Hey, usually I try to be, uplifting and motivational with whatever I'm going through, even if it's something that's depressing or sad or whatever, or upsetting or whatever. I try to take a brighter side to it, which I will try to not get emotional about this during this video. But September is Suicide Prevention Month, and or suicide, yeah, it's Suicide Prevention Month, and I wanted to be able to do a video about that. It's kind of it's a hard subject to talk about. There's been a lot of people that have done their videos of how they had felt this way before and all that, but a lot of people, most people, haven't totally tried it. And when I was a teenager, I have to admit that I had tried it. I had one time taken a whole bottle of Tylenol that was left at my house, or actually, I think at that time it was Buffrin, so it was a whole bunch of aspirin, and it was all we had, and I just tried to take the whole bottle, and I ended up just throwing up everywhere with my mom lecturing me the whole time. Now, see, this is what you get, and it was really not a good experience. It, on top of being desperate for my mom's attention, I think, um, it ended up being kind of salt in the wound, basically, I guess. It really didn't make me feel better to have my mom lecture me and everything the whole time I was getting sick. And she was so angry that she almost missed work. And there was all this stuff that I was like, well, how would you feel if I died? And I was really upset. And I didn't get like the reaction that I wanted to. I wanted to have my mom take me and give me love and tell me how, I shouldn't feel that way, and, try to be more motivational. But she was not. She was really angry at the fact that I even tried to do that. And I never really understood why. And I think I understand more now, because suicide is kind of a selfish thing, because all the people around you are affected, even if you don't think they are. And at the same time, it's a desperate thing. And it was so hard to go through all that when I was younger, and to be a teenager that I had no idea where I fit in. We moved around all the time, and so my friends that I tried to stay in touch with and be good friends with, it was so hard, because that was way before cell phones. It was way before, long distance was a cheap thing. It was very expensive, so many cents per minute for, just to make a long distance call, and it was way more expensive than, cell phones and all that, and way less convenient. And so it was kind of crazy. I mean, it was really hard to keep track of all the people that I wanted to be in my life. And so as a teenager, I never thought I felt I fit in. I was always the kind of self-expression kind of person, like I am now, but at the same time, I thought people would accept me that way, just because I was trying to be whoever I wanted to be. And because they always said, be the best you can be. And it it always it you have to be it was you had to be accepted as the best you could be, rather than the way I was having to feel, because I was picked on, I was bullied. I A lot of times I was really degraded in front of people, and it was hard. It was really hard, and because we moved around so much, it made it even harder. And it was just, it was a desperate cry for help when I had done that. And it's not something that I would do now, of course. I did go through some times when I was older, and after I had my kids and I was on my own for the first time, it I was super freaked out and I didn't know what to do. So I had some thoughts about that, but I ended up just going to counseling, which my mom did get a counselor back when I was a teenager. That was like the best thing she did. She wasn't as understanding and compassionate at the time, but later on, she kind of came around because we all went to counseling because she said this is a cry for help, so let's go to counseling. And so at least she saw that part of it, and she was really cool about that. But at the same time, I wanted there to really have a different reaction than she did. So I didn't want to be having her being mad at me on top of everything else. But it's just how it worked, and what are you gonna do? I don't regret how it turned out as far as that part goes. Um, while we were still in New Hampshire, and then part of the time in Virginia, it was a lot easier having her help me go through counseling and stuff like that. And for the short time that I was in a mental institution, because of a different situation, um, that's a whole different video because that had nothing to do with suicide. But it was super hard. It was really hard. My mom did get married quite a few times, and it was hard to feel like I was accepted in our family because it seemed like my mom was constantly looking for someone else that could give her love rather than just me and my brother. And so it was really hard to see sometimes that my mom had to feel that way. And it was just really confusing as a kid growing up and stuff. So it was just really hard. It was hard to understand and make sense of it all. It was hard to know that my mom was a person too and wanted love and validation from someone that was her equal rather than just her kids. And granted, kids' love is amazing and awesome and it's the world, but at the same time, my mom could have been going through that kind of same depression or that same kind of stuff that I didn't know about, because she did have a lot of times where she didn't seem happy. And so now I wonder if she could have been going through that same kind of thing and she didn't ever want to, like, think suicidal thoughts because she had me and my brother, but at the same time, it was hard for her not to be depressed, I'm sure, and to have issues because all she did was work. And when she was home, it was, 2 days a week, if that. And it was really hard for her to, raise two kids a lot on her own. And she didn't get help like, food stamps or, cash aid or anything like that. It wasn't around that back then. There was welfare, but it wasn't something she was going to try to do. She would rather work two jobs and just have us kind of be on our own and, taking care of each other. And it was really hard. So I went the other route when I was a single mom, and it was hard not to be depressed then too. So the point is, isn't I don't want to get too sidetracked. But the point is, anybody can feel that way. Anyone can feel trapped or depressed or have so much anxiety about all the things going on that they feel so upset that they could try to take their life. Or, they've been depressed forever and they just feel that way all the time. No matter what, if it's a new thing, if it's an ongoing thing, if it's even something that it was in your past and all this craziness has brought it up. It doesn't matter. If you have any suicidal thoughts or if you have any issues, there are people that will talk and that want to help you. There are programs out there that are, that help you with counseling. There are a lot of things out there. As single moms, there are programs out there to help you with food and all that for your kids and your family. And there's probably even more programs right now because of all the COVID stuff. But you just have to look for them. And you have to just call, There's a suicide prevention hotline. It's 1-800-273-TALK. TALK. And I just want to be able to tell people that it's important to reach out, to talk, and to not put yourself or anyone, all your loved ones through that. It's a hard thing to think about, but you're important. You're important to the world. You're important to the people in your life. It's we care about you, and you should care about you, and you should love yourself enough to call and talk to someone. So please don't feel like I used to when I was a teenager, and feel like you can reach out to someone. I wish that I had reached out to my mom in different ways rather than that, and she might have actually hugged me and talked to me rather than being mad at me that I would try to take my own life, and that was a really hard thing to go through. And I wouldn't want to put her through that today for sure, and, I don't, no one realizes what they're putting other three people through when they're just in their own head thinking about all their own stuff and just feeling trapped. And so instead of feeling trapped and in your own head, in your own situation, reach out and talk to someone. And, it's 1-800-273-TALK. And I'll put a link in the bio, or the number in my bio, or description, in the description. So I don't want to make this too long of a video, but I did want to share my experience and tell people it is real. Depression is real. Suicide is real. And especially with all the stuff going on, a lot of people can be feeling even more trapped and more alone and more suicidal. So please just reach out to people that you know have issues right now and ask them if they want to talk, or tell them that you'll be there if they do, or make sure they have that number, and just make sure that they know that they're not alone, Even if you can't handle talking to them about it, say, I'm not sure how I can help your situation, but maybe these people can, and or something, just make your friend know that you care, and or tell yourself you care, and call someone. So thank you, and I hope you all have a peaceful day. And like, comment, and subscribe if you like the content, and ring the bell for notifications on the new videos.